Hey, Kyle here at Maple Systems. Welcome to another Maple Systems video training series. Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to walk you through on how to set up a web server for your Maple Modular PLC-ES1616P. The web server feature is only available for the ES1616P, and you want to make sure you have the latest MapleLogic, and you can get that on the Maple Systems website. So I'm going to show you how to upgrade the PLC-ES CPU web firmware using an SD card. I'm going to create a web server project in MapleLogic and how to manage that web server. I'm also going to create security settings and finally connect to the web server via internet browser. In order to upgrade the PLC-ES CPU web firmware, you will need to make sure you have an SD card that is up to 32 gigabytes and formatted as FAT32. This is the same SD card that you'll insert into your PLC-ES1616P. It's the only PLC that has an SD card slot. You're going to insert this SD card into your PC and create a folder called Web. Once you do that, you'll take the SD card and insert it back into your PLC. Then you want to make sure that your PLC is connected to a USB going from the PC to the PLC. Before I upgrade the PLC-ES CPU web firmware using an SD card, I'm going to create a new PLC-ES project in MapleLogic and then add the web server setting program into the project. So I already have the project created here. I just want to show you how you do this. Go to File, New Project, PLC-ES, hit Next, and you just name it however you want. Web Server Project, for example, hit OK. It creates the project, and then you'll add the web server setting program. So right click on Program, New Program, and then you'll select Web Server Setting, and you'll name it. And then you'll hit OK, and it adds the program to your program list. So it's right here. It says Web Special Function. So just double click this. And this is what you'll see. You'll open this up, and the port setting is defaulted to 80. I'm just gonna leave that right there. And then you have some web server settings here. These are for security. I'll go over this a little later on. Once you have this set up, you can just hit Save, and it saves those settings. Okay, now I'm going to load the web server firmware onto the PLC. So you can see in the bottom right corner is the PLC and the camera feed, and I have a USB cable plugged into the PLC. You'll need to have a USB cable plugged in, and then you'll also want to make sure that you have your SD card inserted into the PLC. And so now we have that web folder on the SD card. We're going to download the firmware now. So I'm going to go to Online, Connect option, make sure you have USB selected, hit OK, go back to Online, and then hit Connect. It's going to connect to your PLC, go back to Online, and then hit Firmware Upgrade. You want to select PLC here, click Path, and then under the Maple Systems folder, MapleLogic, select Firmware, hit OK. And then the one you'll need here, make sure it says ES1616P, and you want the web.bin firmware, hit OK. It's going to give you a message that the project will be erased, which is fine. You'll first want to go through this firmware upgrade, and you can download the project later on. So hit Yes. It's going to download the firmware. The next part is very important after the upgrade is complete. You'll want to switch the PLC to stop mode, and then we'll power cycle and then switch it back to run mode. So I'm going to do that. So you want to switch this to stop mode. I'm going to do a power cycle. Turn the PLC back on, and then switch back to run mode. Once you do that, you want to hit OK. Now I'm going to walk you through on how to configure and manage web pages for the Modular PLC web server using the Web Server Manager tool. So to do that, I want to go up to Tool and then Web Server Manager. And now I want to show you the engineer page. So if an engineer page is not included in the menu list, the web server page will not display the page in the menu. So you'll need to have your engineer page here. I'm going to show you an example. I have some already added here, but I want to show you how you would do this. So you would just click New Page, and let's just say that we want to name this Test, and then you'll hit OK. And then here is where you'll edit that engineer page. Let's just say you want to click Device. Here you can choose a type. You can choose a device like M00 or D01, whatever you like. Just keep in mind that in MapleLogic, Y, M, K, L, C, and D are read and write, and X, F, T, C are read only. Let's just choose, for example, D10, and then we'll name the variable pump test to D register, so it's read and write, and we'll just name this pump test. And then you hit OK. And then it adds that device to your engineer page. Then you can click PLC information. So PLC information, this information will appear on the web page. You can also do an image, and images have to be JPEG, PNG, or a GIF. It has to be less than 60 kilobytes and a max of 8 characters for the file name. You can also add text, and here you can change the font size, alignment, color. You can type the text there, and then there's also a PDF document. PDFs have to be less than 60 kilobytes as well. Once you adjust all of your settings, you can click preview, click the preview page here, and then it shows you what it'll look like on your web server. So once you do all that, you hit OK, and it gets added to your engineer page. Once you add all of your engineering pages here, you can then add them to your menu list. So I created that test.htm, I can click that, and then I will hit add engineering page to menu list, and it gets added to the menu list up here. I did the same thing for all these menu names up here. I added them all from the engineering page down here. Now I have main, images, PDF, devices, secure page. Those are my menu links on my web server. These categories here, menu name, the file name I'm choosing, the page level is based on security, and I'll go over that a little later on. You have refresh, so the main page is going to refresh every 3 seconds. You can choose from 1 to 10-second refresh. And you can also select which one's going to be the start page. So you can just select, let's say PDF, hit set start page, and now that's your start page. I want the main page to be the start page in this example. Take a look at one of them that I've added. So let's just say images, edit. You can see that I've added a PNG image here. So we can preview that. This is going to be the Maple Systems logo. So that's how you would set up your web server manager. Now, the next thing to do, once you add all of your menu links and then also your engineer page, you can hit next, and it opens up your data download. Now, it is important to keep in mind that PDF files and images have to be added to your addition file list in order for it to be displayed on the web page. So it's just one extra step you need to do here. Once you have everything set here, you'll just hit save. And then one of the most important things to do is you need to hit Write to PLC. Until you click Write to PLC, the PLC will not have the web page. So click Write PLC. Your data has been saved. And then of course your PLC needs to be online, so hit yes. And it's going to switch to stop mode. It's going to go through the download process. Do you want to switch to run mode? Hit yes. And then now you're online, and you downloaded all the information to your PLC. But because we did that firmware upgrade, we got to make sure that the project is re-downloaded to the PLC as well. That's why it's giving you this error here. So we'll want to just close this out, and we'll want to do another download of the actual project in MapleLogic to your PLC. And now you're online, there's no errors here. So now you've downloaded your web server settings as well as the project in MapleLogic. Now I'm going to go offline. I just want to show you how you set up your security settings for your web server. So I'm just going to go offline, and to create a security program, right click on program, new program, and you'll select security user/IP. I already have one created here, so I'll just show you. So make sure you click that and then hit OK. It adds that program. Double click on your security program. And here's where you'll edit that program. Now you can choose from user ID, user IP address, auto logout. Right now I have auto logout. I'm gonna set this actually to 3 minutes. And I'll just save that. And I also have some users here. I have a user set to the admin, the top level, normal user, and an enhanced user. So I have user ID checked off, and the way you would add a user, you wanna hit add, and then you'll be able to add that user. So I entered user 1, and then the password here, you'll enter the password again here, and then that level. Now level 0 is the highest level. It goes up to 15, so 15 would be the lowest level, of course. So user 1 can access from level 0 to 15 because they're set as level 0. And every time you create a new ID, you need to click check ID. Otherwise, you would not be able to add that new user. Now, user 2, I have set here to level 15, so that user can only access level 15. And then I have an enhanced user, which that user is level 6, so they can access from level 6 to level 15. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, they can access. So you can create a max of 16 users if you like. You can also do an IP address. So I have the IP address of the PLC I'm using added. So you'll just hit add, and you'll add the IP address and hit add. Auto logout can be added as well. You can have a max of 16 IP addresses, just like your users, and then auto logout time you can do from 1 minute to 255 minutes. So in this case, I'm just gonna have the user ID selected here. You can do both, of course, and then I'll just hit save, and then that is set up. You wanna make sure you go back to your web server program, double click this, and you wanna make sure that you have user security checked off here, and whatever level you want to have your web page level set to. And by default, it's set to level 15. If you set this to level 1, only that admin will be able to access the web page. If you set it to, let's just say level 10, only your user 1 and 2 can access, because user 2 is set to level 6, but your user that is set to level 15 won't be able to access the web page. So I'll just set this to level 15 so all my users can access it, and then hit save. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is how you would access and connect to the web server. And you want to make sure that you have your Ethernet cables in the bottom right corner camera feed. Have your Ethernet cable plugged into the PLC in order to connect to the IP address of the PLC, which is your web server. First, before I access that, I want to go online in MapleLogic and connect to the PLC to see some live values here. So go to online, connect. Okay, now we're seeing some values in the logic as well in the device monitor. So now I'm going to open up a browser, and I'm going to show you how you would access that web server. So you want to enter the IP address of your PLC, and it's going to open up the login screen. So I have the security settings set to have all users be able to access the web server. You can enter user 1, 2, or 3 because I set it to level 15 to access the entire Maple PLC web server. So I'll just do user 1 in this case, and then the password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hit login. And then I'll open up the Maple PLC web server. So you can see here are the pages I've added in the manager. Click images, this is that image I've added, the Maple Systems logo. PDF is the data sheet for the modular PLCs. You can click that, and we can go to devices. Now I'm going to edit one of the registers. I'm going to change the value, and then you'll see that value change in MapleLogic as well. So I'll just do the user input 1, hit edit, and then you just enter a value, let's say 900, hit send, and it says success. And if you go into MapleLogic, you'll see that value here in your device monitor as well in your logic. You can also see it in the memory monitor. If you go to your D devices, you'll see that value of 900 here as well. Well, that wraps up today's video. And if you'd like to find out more information, you can visit the how to use the PLC web server for remote monitoring and control tutorial page, which is located under the support tab. Then you click tutorials, then MapleLogic tutorials on the Maple Systems website. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.